Mate, super eventful week this week. Got so much stuff done on my list of things to get done. Still a list to go, but it's good to knock some of those jobs off the list. So, got some of the fencing out behind me here. Also got a lot of glyphosate put out. So we're getting ready to sprig some areas, seed some areas. It's exciting. A lot of projects coming up over the next probably 2 months. I want to get a ton of stuff done. Now I've got a wedding coming up in about a month's time, around the 25th of January, which is on my birthday. Who'd have a wedding on my birthday, bro? Kidding. And I'm the best man at it too. It's going to be a good time. But this area here, we're going to be putting out, doing a little bit of a project, seeding the area, making it look good. So I'll talk about that in a minute and then show you guys what I've done on the rest of the property for this week too. So let's get into it. So first things first is I finally got rid of some fencing that was here, an old gate and some fencing up behind me just over there. Now the reason for that is because I want this area to have grass throughout it and look really, really pristine, and the gates were just sort of a little bit of an eyesore. So I want to have just more of a big open area. Where I started talking at the start of the video too, I want to get some chairs under the tree up there because it's just a beautiful spot that looks over the green. It's just a really, really nice looking spot. Could put like a synthetic tee up there, it's way too shady for grass, so could also do that because it's a little bit further back for a shot in. But really just want to get this place looking nice and good. Now this area here is where the wedding is going to be. So you can see in front of me it's very flat, which is perfect, like we have a marquee up and the area is going to look nice. There's lots of Kikuyu about, so which is a good thing because it's starting to creep more and more sideways in this area here. There's just a few problem areas and a few spots that are just full of weeds. Well, most of the weeds are died now that have had a ton of heat around. But it's just bare. I'll show you. As you can see, super bare here, and it's not gonna have grass in time for the wedding, so the marquee's probably gonna be around here somewhere. So I need something decent, so there's not gonna be a ton of dust coming up, and the area looks nasty too. So I'm thinking about putting some ryegrass out. So the guys at Advanced Seed have sent me some ryegrass for this project. Just gonna put some ryegrass out because we'll be able to get it looking schmick in a month if I keep the water up to it. So I've moved a massive rock out of the hill just there. I thought it was a tiny rock because one of the robot mowers got stuck on it. So I was like, oh, I'll dig that out. Got a Matic, excavator, and it's flipping huge. So this is the little turd just here, not that little. Pretty dang big. A bit of it's broken off too because when I was moving it for the excavator the other day, a bit of it snapped off. Moved out of the way, so it was just an eyesore over there. I still don't really know what to do with it. Maybe make like put a sign on it or something next to the tee box, make it look schmick. Put out a tree just over here too the other day. Yeah, just so much mess to tidy up. Got to trim some trees soon too. But I'm excited to get this ryegrass project done. It's going to be done probably just with some impact sprinklers, so we're not going to put irrigation in here. I'm just going to run a quick coupler, put a new one in off the main line over that side over there, and then basically just run out some, man, that just threw me off, run out some sprinklers. Yes, I'm going to jimmy up some sort of thing, maybe get an impact sprinkler, tee off that, and run to another one, just so I can cover this whole area here. Got a ton of water pressure, so we'll make some sort of makeshift system, and the plan is to have that done. Honestly, probably by next week. I want to be trying to seed this, so because it needs to be done before the wedding, so I've got no excuses. So I need to tidy up this area where the old tank was. I've started putting some dirt in. Got to pull that poly out. That's all the poly for the rest of my irrigation. Most of the main line, yeah, it is. All of that's main line, because everything else we do converts into PVC from memory. I'm pretty sure it does, yeah. So I need to also do the irrigation around the back behind the green, which the other day hit that with some glyphosate too, so that we can start looking at doing that in the next month or two. Next thing I did was did a massive scalp on the Tiff Tuff here. It needs to go down one more level, I think, just to really get rid of all the thatch. This season I've fallen behind a bit with the mowing, just been inside way too much. Not ideal, but now we're outside doing stuff, which is awesome. And it's been humid and raining a ton. So it's been growing like absolutely crazy. So time to get on top of it. So I quadruple cut it this morning, which took me an hour and a half on a rider mow, which is insane. But the area is looking so much better. The reason for me to scalp it is more of a high to cut reset, so I can keep a little bit lower, get the cylinder mower back on it. And then also, once we start scarifying, it'll be easier to get the groomer through it, or the scarifier, depends on what I decide to use. And we're gonna take those clippings, the sprigs, the chaff, and use that on the area next to Tiff Tuff, which is this area behind me just here. So hit this with glyphosate a couple of days ago with the Gator and the TTI sprayer. Put a bit of blue dye in there just so it's easier to see. Makes a world of difference, man, especially when you're spraying large areas. It's handy to be able to see where you're spraying when you're trying to get rid of something. So that's the plan. This next week I'll probably come through and get the power rake through here, turn it over, and probably look at sprigging. It depends. It's probably going to be maybe the week before Christmas, maybe the week afterwards. We'll see how things are tracking. Want to get the seeding job done first though, but what will happen is we'll groom or scarify the Tiff Tuff, just depends on what I decide to use on the day. Use those clippings, which we call chaff, sometimes sprigs if you've got a ton of runners in there. Plant it here, top dress over it, and treat it like seed, and that will establish so much quicker than seed should. We should see a lot of it fill in within about 30 days up to 2 months. It's perfect weather at the moment for it, so it'll go gangbusters if I keep the water on top of it. So also got on top of spraying out all this section behind here, just basically paddock grass, a little bit of paspalum, bit of phalaris, lamb's tongue, bit of everything under the sun. So this section here is going to be a garden bed behind the green. Thinking of putting a ton of colour in here, probably azaleas, so something like at Augusta National. I really love the look of that, and it'll just set the rye off really well, and just the colour will look really, really good on photos and on camera. So that's also going to be done. I'll probably have to do a follow-up spray in this area because there's also a little bit of cooch, which is weird because it's always shady there, but there's a little bit of cooch under the trees too. Also sprayed up, I'll just turn the camera around for you. Sprayed all around here, so this edge just there, and also down through there, which is where the Sir Grange Soysa fairway is going to. So it's happening, it's all happening. The place is starting to look really tidy too now. I'm starting to get on top of the mowing. And the dam looks nice and clear around the outside. Very, very happy with it. Just want to get rid of some of the weeds in there still. Still trying to figure out exactly what to do. If I could chain and drag them out. I could get the excavator and put the arm in there, but a little bit risky. But we'll do something, but it still looks a lot better than it did. I did drag a lot out with a rake, threw a rake in by hand and dragged a ton of the weeds out, but it needs to be tidied up still. Well, that's about it. That's all the projects we've got done for this week. More to come next week, probably some seeding. I don't think we'll be doing any sprigging yet, but we'll get the power rake out and start turning some areas over. So we're getting a lot of prep done. I need to get some plant growth regulator out on the green too, and probably some wetting agent with a look at the forecast for the really, really dry weather. It's actually due for fertilizer, but I think I'm going to hold off on that at the moment and just get it under regulation because I'll probably go away a little bit after Christmas, so I don't want to be feeding it too much for it to be going crazy. Might just get some liquid iron out for some colour, but I'm excited to get all this stuff done. In the process of getting there. If you guys have any suggestions of what you think I should do or any ideas you've got from what I've talked about, please let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next vid. Bye.